The S&P 500 rose by more than 3% on Friday and gained over 6% for the week. But despite this, the benchmark index still remains on pace for one of its worst openings 6 months since 1970. That's how far back it goes. To help us get a better understanding of what's going on, I want to bring in Julia-Ambra Verlaine. She is a financial markets reporter for the Wall Street Journal. Julia, welcome. So tell us, with the S&P on pace for one of its lowest 6-month openings in decades, why are many economists so optimistic that the second half of the year will see, in fact, a rebound?
I think they're optimistic because at this point, we're going to see maybe the Fed is actually going to slow down its interest rate increases, and it's not going to be as steep. So people kind of think maybe we're over the hump, maybe inflation has peaked, and we can start looking towards economic growth versus an economic slowdown based on rising interest rates.
Well, this week, the Conference Board is expected to release its Consumer Confidence Index for June. What might we see in the report, and why might consumers want to pay attention to those?
People are actually worried about this because on Friday we had a consumer survey, the University of Michigan survey, that was at its lowest since 1952. And basically, investors are trying to gauge the state and the health of the U.S. consumer because that helps us explain how much the U.S. economy can grow or be supported during a downturn. So this is a key economic release that's coming out because if consumers aren't spending because they're negative about the economy and they're worried about inflation, then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it could slow down the economy.
Julia, I also want to ask you, because we're going to be seeing lots of reports released in the next couple of days, including McCormick and General Mills, their earnings reports. What is this telling you about consumer confidence?
The earnings reports, I mean, what's going on right now in the stock market is you have tech stocks which have underperformed and you have value stocks which are starting to come back. So people are looking to earnings to see what are companies thinking about the state of the economy and also which kind of stocks are going to perform or outperform when you're in a bear market.
Julia, let's also talk about, we have these concerns, obviously, about inflation rates in the U.S., but we're seeing that foreign investors are continuing to hold their cash in U.S. currency. Tell us, as you're analyzing this trend, what it means both in terms of the U.S. economy and the global markets.
So the U.S. dollar's been on a tear this year, and that's just because of a confluence of events. I mean, people have been selling riskier assets like stocks. They've been offloading their bonds, and the U.S. dollar often acts as a haven, so people have been going into it for that. But what's been atypical, as you mentioned, is that normally when a foreign investor decides to sell U.S. stocks or U.S. bonds, they repatriate into their own currency. And this time we're seeing that they're holding on to U.S. dollars because they see it as a means for extra returns and as a way to protect themselves during really volatile financial markets. So that's giving the U.S. dollar an extra boost and helping keep it at record highs, even though people think it's overvalued. You have some Wall Street economists that say the dollar's 30% overvalued and it shouldn't be where it is.
And Julia, real quick, so we hear lots of conflicting information, some positive, some negative. When you're analyzing all of this, how do you think consumers should feel?
Oof, that is a tough one to answer. I think that consumers need to try to assess how their own spending is because they're going to get a sense of how everybody else feels in the country. So if you just look at how you manage your own household, you're going to have a pulse on probably what the rest of the country is thinking. So if you're not spending or you've gotten rid of that Netflix subscription because you're feeling the pinch because of higher gas prices, you'll see that in the kind of consumer surveys that are coming out. So I would say look into your own home because that's what the economists and Wall Street's looking at is how is the American at home feeling the pinch and how is that going to change their spending habits because companies will react and adjust supply to that.
That's a very good way of thinking about it. Julia, appreciate it.
Thank you.